covered. They ain't come from my club, they tugged it. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Hola. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if this is going to work. I'm pushing like 900 things. What's up, y'all? I'm going to put my screen on, and we'll get right into this. We are in the process right now of having the most boring 48 hours of 2025. But obviously, you know, we're in a bull market. And hi, if you met me about a month and a half ago, remember when I said the market's never going to go down ever again? Welcome. And you know, lately we've just been looking for stocks that have been just coming out of these downtrends. There's not many to choose from, but I hope you guys remember what I was talking about a couple, weeks ago. And its name was Myrna. And today is the day we finally broke out of the Dufresne. And I'll show you my screen, and we'll get right into this. So, bang, bang, bang. All right. Now, as long as my face is working, let me go say hi to my other friends, and we're back on mic. Chickadee check, 1, 2, right there. We're good for you. And chickadee check, chickadee check. Now, if all this works simultaneously, I'm going to say it's a miracle. All right. So anyway, we're trading this. We're looking at this lunatic stock, and I'll get back to the Myrna story in a second. But today's kind of boring, so we're dumpster diving. And it's been all right. You know, we've had this Zep trade. We put on some Zeppelin. Stock was rocking. And this one was Proc, which was pretty nice this morning. And as I've been explaining to you, I have one trade, right? It's a faux show bro VWAP break. And the trade works just almost every time it shows up. So what is it? Let's get right into it. Fake out, shake out, breakout. You guys all with me? Hit the bid room, Sri Lanka, new room, old room, and Sandusky's room, right? Everybody rocking? Everybody got me? Let's make sure before I go any further, chickadee check, chickadee check. You got me in here? All right. Uh-oh, you see that? Even my, all right, he's good. My computer's starting to wig out. I'm overheating. He's overheating! Oh man, they just keep halting this thing. So, anyway, I wanted to talk about this coming out of the halt. They won't keep it open now since we started looking at it again. But you know, stocks have got 250,000 shares trading on them. That gets me interested because what we do for a living here. And by the way, before anybody goes any further, I want to share a link with you. And let me see how I could do it. How could I do it? I could copy and paste it to you, I think, Ryan. And you could put this up there. Hold on, let me see if I could. Is there a way for me to hit you? So chat, Ryan. No, can't do that. Live stream chat. Here, I put it in the live stream chat room. If you could put that across the board. So right now on my real website, hitthebid.com, we are having an open house. Everybody's welcome to bask in the glory of VWAP and me, of course, handsome devil that I am. And again, we've coincidentally, it's been a boring 2 days, but again, we've been staying pretty damn focused. It's not bad. Boring is still bullish. We attempted to short the Qs a couple of times. Survived, you know, they weren't great trades. Got paid on a Myrna trade today. And basically here we are. Usually I've got 20,000 stories to tell you about trades that we did. Not much going on these last 2 days. But again, if you can't trade a quiet market, you're going to lose money. If you can't trade every market, you're going to lose money. And there are days where, you know, again, you have to understand that when there's not a lot to be done, you don't do anything. It's called squadouche. And if you don't know how to spell squadouche, hang on a second. I think I have an alert. Squadouche alert. Where is it? Squadouche alert. Ryan should have the squadouche alert. Where is it? I don't know where it is now. And this flashing squadouche thing. Anyway, I don't know where it is, but let's go back. not much going on. So again, you don't do too much. And this consolidation phase is still bullish. Let's not be delusional, right? The market, taking a little pause after a 165 point move on the Qs, basically 50% off those lows. The quickest bear market that's ever happened. We were in a bear market for 12 hours, and we've been rallying ever since. And again, this market, look at this chop. This is still bullish chop, because as you keep seeing, each chop resolves itself to going higher. So we're still in a monstrous bull market. I think this consolidation is going to lead to a monster breakout. So what I've been trying to do is find stocks like Myrna that haven't broke out yet. And what I loved about the stock, and the reason I was talking about it last week, was that they had some news. And usually, you've heard the saying, sell on news. This got bought on the news, which was pretty damn interesting. Also, the fact that it was coming out of what I call an Andy Dufresne pattern, right? So if you guys know Andy Dufresne, so if Ryan has a picture of Andy Dufresne coming out of the pattern, this is where you need to throw that graphic on the screen. Come on, get hip to what I'm doing here. So Andy Dufresne, if you don't know, I'll tell you a million times because I love telling these stories. Hang on a second, let me get my window back up. Yeah, and if there's a way you could post this link, I don't know how to do it here, but basically, if you get, I'll give you the link, I'll put it up on somewhere, or you could just email me. Here's the best way to do it. If you guys are seeing me right now, Kenny at hitthebid.tv. That goes to my keeper, my handlers, or my corporate overlords. Say, I need more of this, and they'll give you a link, and then you get to hang with me for the next 48 hours. And then maybe even on Friday, we're going to have like an open mic night where some of my traders are going to take over the chat room and talk about what they like. But these next 48 hours, next 72 hours, open house, come right in, and we pulled the velvet rope out, and everybody's welcome. So, not much to talk about today, so we'll just talk about what we were doing. Oh wait, hang on, this thing's coming out of the hole. I'm kind of interested. But you see this pattern right here? This is Myrna. And let me just show you the bigger chart. This is just a 1-year chart. Here's the 2-year, right? Absolute destruction. Wait, it's worse. 3-year chart. Stock was up here. Remember this? Wait, it's even worse, right? Remember 5 years? 5-year chart. So I'll give you 5 years on a weekly, really see the whole thing. That's some awful, and by the way, this, I like rubbing salt in the wounds, right? Let's give it up for Mark Weiss on CNBC, telling people to buy it at $495 that day. I never forget. Because I love when technical analysis guys think they're scientists and they start talking about, Steve Weiss, start talking about efficacy and pipelines like they know something. Nice call. So he's telling you to buy it because it's much more than a COVID stock, his words. And I was like, no, it's not. This thing's going to go to zero inevitably. And it did. And here we are. All these years later, the stock has been left for dead. I love stocks who have been left for dead because when they wake up, they run. It's not because their new drug's going to be revolutionizing the world. In this case, the news, this is why I got super bullish, because usually stocks don't go up on good news. Sounds ironic, but trading is ironic. How many times have you heard a company blow out numbers and the stock went down that day? Because people knew the news was going to be good and they're selling the news. In this case, they bought the news. And then you're like, okay. And the next day, it consolidated the gain and then broke out. Well, okay then. If we're going up on news, then I'm bullish because that's what usually doesn't happen. And then it met the criteria of the Kardashian bottom meets the Andy Dufresne. So what the hell's the Andy Dufresne, you're asking? Andy Dufresne is basically right from the movie Shawshank Redemption. Andy's chipping away at the wall, and he's tunneling his way through prison. And then he goes into a sewer pipe for about 1.5 miles, working his way through the sewer pipe. And then he comes out of the sewer pipe. You all know the scene. Aww. And then he runs to say Wataneo and lives his life. And that's the Andy Dufresne pattern. And this chart pattern has been working for me my whole life. And now, coupled with the idea of VWAP, and thank you. Oh, and multiple time frame VWAP. Hang on. I got you. Yeah, I saw what you did. So coupled with the fact that I love myself some VWAP, multiple time frame VWAPs. There's the monthly coming out of the monthlies, and then I look at 3 months worth of VWAP coming out of 3 months. And then there's the slight little breakout, kind of like what we had on SEDG. By the way, give it up for SEDG. We finally got paid on SEDG last week. I hope you guys were involved. SEDG finally broke out, came out of the Andy Dufresne, finally got paid on that Thursday. We're done with that thing for now. Trump's trying to ruin the stock again, which is, you know, I'm still mildly bullish, just waiting for some consolidation. But this one, the breakout is usually the best part of the trade, right? The first couple of days. So day one, wonderful. Here's the break, consolidated at the break price, followed through today. So now I'm thinking that we're on to something. 6 month VWAP. That was where we were hitting resistance. There's the Andy Dufresne. There's the Kardashian bottom. So what's the Kardashian bottom? It's a big round. It's big and round and fat. Butt cheeks, butt cheeks. There's the tramp stamp right there. Top of the move. It's a big ass Kardashian bottom. Sideways, there's always a rally attempt in the middle, and then you break out. So you got Andy meets Kardashian, and now you're gone. Now what do? We're selling. We're selling some of it, but we're not selling all of it because we're finally getting something going here. So what I'm thinking, right, and if you guys love options, look at these options on Myrna. These are the ones from today. And again, if you bought them at the open, you're loving life right now. The reason I love this trade is because the stock has been so down for so long that the options, and if you guys know a little bit about options, what are they priced on? Time, volatility, right, and expectations of the move. Black-Scholes theory, right? You guys know? You guys know your thetas and iotas and lambdas and the omega moves? Suffice it to say, these are cheap options. You know why? Because the stock has sucked. It's had plain language. The stock has sucked for a year. The option prices are compressed because nobody cared. Now, suddenly, they care. And the option prices are still pretty damn cheap. So you're able to buy this stock, these options, right? And I'm going out, you know, again, looking at the weeklies, the 3250s for $1.35. But I'm looking at the big break. I'm looking to go out just give me another week, right? So here, check this out. $34s, $33s. Well, the 33s are actually relatively cheaper than the 34s. The 33s for $1.60 for next week, just in case the stock kind of consolidates for a day or so. I'm probably buying these at a pullback on $1.50. But more importantly, right? If what I think is going to happen here, and now that we finally got the break, the 10% move, that's the break. Anticipating 20%. So I'm expecting another 3 points on the trade. Easy, right? So now you go back to this big chart pattern, right? You finally came out of the Andy Dufresne. You got your Kardashian bottom. You got your 10% move. Check this out. Look where we're coming to. 9-month VWAP. So in my experience, when we're this close to a 9-month VWAP, we get there. So my short-term target's the 34.45, that area right there, which we could get there by this afternoon. Still got the stock, still liking it, right? But if we get through there, we're going to get to the price where we broke down from, which is 37.50. And that could be where we're at Friday. And we're talking about options that are $1. And this stock could tack on another 3 or 4 points. You're talking about 400% gain. So loving me some Myrna. I'm still on the bid on most of these options, looking to buy. Haven't bought them yet. Still on the stock right now. Again, it's easy to trade the stock because you don't have to worry about time and all that other stuff. But getting paid on that. And then, like I said, there's really not much to talk about today. That's why I'll talk a little bit more about this Myrna. Once we get past that 9-month VWAP, over, doing this for a decade, if we can come out of this range, next leg up is right smack dab into this consolidation, which is $41. I'm a fan. Didn't like it at 500, loving it here at, 30, 31, 32, 33. So that's where we're at right now. And you know what? Let me refresh my coffee. And if you guys want, we could just take questions for the next hour. If you guys want to look at some charts, you want to look at some names. And let me just scrunch up that chart for you. Yeah, I'm going to make it bigger for you. Hang on a second. That's what she said. All right, I'll be right back. Cheers. So, my brethren on StockTwits and YouTube and Twitter, right? When we first started talking, right? And what was it? Roughly like beginning of May. And I explained to you the power gap, right? You get it now? You see what I was saying? How the market's, it's virtually impossible for the market to go down right now. And that was on May 12th. Because that power gap was so significant. And if you don't know, let me explain one more time. Right? Market crashed last August. Right? The yen carry trade. Still nobody knows what that was all about. It was a bunch of bullshit, like always. And we rallied back to all-time highs. That one took a little bit longer, right? Then we had our correction that was happening anyway. And then Tariff Man and the cardboard day with the percentages and blah, blah, blah. I don't know why still the market reacted so violently to the downside, but once the selling starts, it begets more selling, and then panic sets in, and then the algos take over, and we get a sell-off. And we actually broke those August lows, but then we came right back. That's the fake-out, shakeout. And then we had that 12% candle when Trump said, buy the Qs now. Basically came on CNBC. I don't know if you guys remember that morning. Like, Trump just called us and told us to buy the market. And then we just ripped. And that's how it happened, if you guys don't remember. But then more importantly, that monstrous candle had to consolidate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days. And then we broke out. Right? And then the market starts ripping again. And then we were going to come into some real resistance over here. Right? 9-month VWAP, 1-year VWAP. And we gapped above the resistance. Power gap. So the power gap traps everybody. Traps the shorts, morons, that still thought we were going to go testing lows. They always think we're going to test lows. We never do. If you haven't noticed, we V-bottom all the time. There's no consolidation anymore. There's the idea, we got to retest those lows to really prove that's the bottom. Nah, no we don't. That used to be the case. Now we just V-bottom and break new highs. So all the shorters that were debating whether or not to cover, getting their asses kicked, and remember, I'm a shorter, I know how they think. They reload. They reload on every pause, thinking, all right, this one's going to roll over and maybe I can make some of my money back. So that's what they were doing on that Thursday and that Friday. The market was kind of chilling, like it is right now. And if you guys know anything about the market, don't short a boring market. Don't short a dull market. Just don't short. It doesn't work anymore, right? So we power gapped above the resistance. So that trapped all those shorters that still haven't covered here. They loaded up again here, hoping, and then it power gaps. So not only did it trap the shorts, right, but it also, all the debating. Ooh, is this a bull market or bear market? Ooh, should I get back into the market? All the people that maybe got sold out of their portfolios by their terrible stockbrokers over at Merrill Lynch or whatever, that got them to churn their accounts. They want back in. Everybody wants back in. So after the power gap, everybody is now a buyer because the shorts are in a real bad situation. So they're looking for the pullbacks to buy to cover. And the people that haven't bought the market, that want in, the fear of missing out, they are now looking for every pullback to buy the market. So explain to me how the market could go down in that environment where everybody's looking to buy. Right. It can't. So don't think it's going to. And that brings us to VWAP. So if you're delusional enough, right, psychotic, to think that you're going to be the one that shorts the market at the highs and makes all the money when we do have a correction, you're not going to be the one. But if you're delusional enough to take those chances, at least use VWAP. So yesterday, even though the market, and again, I know the market went down yesterday. Did it? Not really. It's a fart in the wind. We're still above the prior day high, prior day lows. And all we did was flirt with those lows. And you got yourself a faux show, bro. Back to VWAP. And even yesterday, staying, I attempted to short once. Got something out of it on that little tiny move. But more often than not, I'm just looking to buy. And I wait for VWAP to confirm my buying, like it continuously does. So you see how this market's kind of choppy, but it's not going down. So all this chop is frustrating the bulls and the bears. So then when it finally resolves itself above the VWAP, people finally make real decisions. Chop, 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 chop. This is your faux show, bro. 1 minute back above the multi-day, back to the highs. And again, in a choppy market, if you guys are long the Qs right now, which I hope you are, sell right now. Because this market is telling you exactly what it's going to be doing. It's chopping. So if you played the chop correctly, and I know my VWAPian brethren have, right? You're selling some Qs right now. You raise your stop in case we chop again. But the idea is that you have to stay bullishly biased right now, and then you wait for the confirmation. So, like I said, if you're psychotic enough to think you're going to be the one that makes money shorting in a market that never goes down, at least please use the VWAP. Because in this case, let's say you were short. You're like, oh, all right, I'm making money now. You better be covering when it breaks VWAP, and you better cover and go long, because the market's not going down anymore. And I know this sounds funny, and I gave this one to you last week, 2 or 2 weeks ago. My projections, and again, I hope you put the sticky pad on your screen, 1,040 on April 20th, 2028 at 1:43 in the afternoon. Be there, because we're partying. Because if you think this market has a chance of correcting, you're so wrong, it's not even funny. We just started a new bull market 7 days ago. We just broke all-time highs. You think we're just going to roll over and reverse now? So now everybody that was short, hoping that we weren't going to break the highs of the day, they're covering more now, finally. And the longs that were debating to get back in, they love all-time highs. People love buying at all-time highs because generally we go higher. So once again, who's selling? Nobody. Nobody. And if you don't want to take my word for it, take the VWAP's word for it. The VWAP won't lie, right? You do not want to be shorting stocks when they break back above VWAP. I look at all time frames, Jim. Yeah, so usually I'm looking at 1 minute, right? But I'll look at you know, like the 20-day chart I've been showing you on the hourly. I show you, this is an hourly chart, so I can grab more data. And what this chart is showing you right there, friends, is the only time I give you permission to maybe get slightly aggressive on a short position. We got a quadruple bottom right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You ever break these levels? Yeah, maybe we do have a little bit of a correction. And I think, you know, again, maybe we do test those levels, but for now, these are generational lows. And as the joke continues, every time we have a pullback, that becomes new generational lows. And so far, since April 9th, using that attitude and letting VWAP confirm our bullishness, we're still long. And it's just phenomenal. And you basically are prohibited to even think about shorting. And when you want to go short also, take a look at your friend UVXY. If this is red, the market's not going down. It really is that simple. By the way, Q's new highs. So if you guys don't know UVXY, let me introduce you to your new best friend. UVXY is the dirtiest, grossest product ever built, but it serves a purpose. Let me show you why it's gross. Nobody on earth has ever made money owning UVXY over an extended period of time. Let me just show. I'll go right to the punchline. Here's a 3-year chart. You loved it at 718. You're gonna love it here at 17, right? No. How about this chart? And I'll get right to the. I'll go right to. Let's just 20 years on a monthly. Yeah. If you liked it at 1.2 trillion, you gotta love it here at 17 bucks, right, Mr. Jones? The stock, this thing is built to go down. So that's why when it's not going down, you got to say, oh, wait a second. UVXY is going up. There must be something wrong with the market. And that's it. That's what keeps you sane. That's what keeps you safe. UVXY, you know this stock, let's call it the ETF. This ETF is built to go down because it's built on futures products that disintegrate and then go to zero. And the stock has to reflect that, called contango. So when this dirty, dungiest, disgusting, awful piece of garbage is trending up, which it hardly ever does, you know that they that control the market, because you know they do, are buying S&P puts and they're betting against the market with gusto. And there's some fear out there. And that's the only time you should take shorting seriously. All right? So let's go back to what you guys are looking at. RXRX. Let's go. You love it. RXRX. Love it. Why do I love it? I don't know. Because it tested VWAP and it held. And it's going higher. Right? So now you look at this chart. Where do you sell it? Right there. And right there. See the bottom of the range is the VWAP, but before that, you see that little range that it tested? 1 stop, 2 stop, 3 stops and go. And if you are in RXRX, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, RXRX. Nice find, right? Nice trade. So now you look at the long-term chart. Hello, Frisco. Look what you're doing. You're consolidating at an upper level. This thing looks good. Looks good to go test that double top, which is $6.14. Not bad. Keep them coming today, guys. I have no trades that I personally can talk about today because I really didn't do much today. So keep throwing me some symbols and I'll show you what I know. And like I said, if you have the link, it's an open house. If you guys want to spend the next 72 hours with me and my crew, the easiest way, I don't know if you could get that link up there. I don't know, I gave it to you. But Kenny at hitthebid.tv, and somebody will get back to you. Operators are standing by. Kenny at hitthebid.tv, and you will get a free pass. Okay. I'm going to look at the Wolf. I'm going to look at the EL. EL. You talking about Estee Lauder? Holy sh... I thought Estee Lauder went out of business. Oh, that was Revlon. Holy crap. Stock's doubled. Look at that move. By the way, faux show bro. Right? You see it? Stocks break down, then they come back, and that's when they rip. Shane, you're already here. You're already here. That's an amazing trade. I would be exiting this thing and putting a stop right at that last pivot point, which is around 70. If you're swinging this, I would be a seller right here, because it's right at the point where two things happen. You kind of had a little blow off top action right at that same price. I'd be out. Especially if I'm in. If I'm in from 62 or even 67 or 68, or if you just bought it, I don't like it. I'd have to wait for some consolidation. But when stocks get back to prices where you know things happened once before, chances are something else is going to happen here. I'm a seller. But what an awesome move. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, no, you're in the free room right now. Yeah. Wait a second. Just saw a weird flurry of activity on UVXY. It wasn't anything. All right, let me see what else you got. MBIO. Let's go. MBIO. Oh, man. I know this one. We traded it last week, right? Was this oh, no, this was from yesterday. Right, MBIO? Yeah, from yesterday. Yeah, yesterday was the pump. We traded it really well. Just nasty. Yeah, it's your typical pump and dump. But if it breaks over that $3, there's the VWAP. You're basically whole number break, VWAP break. I wouldn't buy this thing unless it was over 303. Intel? Really? Wow. Yeah. By the way, you see how it got to the whole number and the half? Half number, 2350. Sold off back to the whole number. All right, hang on a second. Let me see if I can find some more. I know you guys have some questions. Let me go jump on the YouTube feed, see what you guys are doing. Oh, you guys are asking about QS earlier, right? Yeah, I hate the stock now because I had 10,000 shares the other day and I got blown out of it for a loss. But actually, that means it's going to go a lot higher. I do. I'm sort of joking, but I'm not joking. I hate the stock because I loaded up on it and it broke down and I got stopped out our turbo price. It was an awful trade. And then, yeah, nothing not to like. I mean, seriously, because you're coming out of this. It's another Andy Dufresne. This is a split adjusted piece of garbage also, but the pullbacks keep getting bought, and that's bullish. As long as the pullbacks keep getting bought, it's bullish. Wait, I do have a short for you right here. Hang on a second. I had Sophie on my list to go short today. Oh, okay. Actually, you know what? Still might be all right. Hang on a second. I'm not chasing this thing. I had Sophie on my short list today. By the way, let's give it up for my dad. Remember I told you guys, 12.5. My father loaded up on the stock. He never loses. He hasn't had a loss since 2002, I think. But now that it got to 20, monstrous move if you guys are watching Sophie. Faux show, bro, right? But once the stock gets to 20, you usually find some sellers. I had it on my list. Oh, well. But any long-suffering bag holders in Sophie, wonderful move. 100% off lows. Phenomenal. Andy Dufresne. Yeah, QS is, I hate to admit it, I like it, but I don't like it because I just got burned on it. And again, stocks don't care about how you feel, right? Yeah, there's you know, all those lines. We've obviously traded this stock quite some time over the last 5 or 6 years. I'm not sure, was this stock split or did it really go to that price? I forget now. It looks like this is non-split. So, yeah. You know, I kind of took, I tell you, this stock hurt me so bad that 2 weeks ago that I kind of took it off my radar. It does look really good. I mean, you're probably going right back to that area where you flirted with before. That's the 950 area. And you got yourself a faux show, bro. You got yourself the Andy Dufresne. There's nothing not to like about it, except that I got smacked. What else you got? Wolf, digging the wolf. Yeah, you know, I was trying to short it today, but there was no shorts available. Yeah, I mean, the short was the play. We had this one from yesterday. By the way, congratulations if you did hold it overnight and sell it. You know, I sold it in pre-market. Very excited to see it above 350. It was like, nice. And it was hard to borrow. I couldn't even get a short off, but I was looking forward to shorting it. I got to see how this one plays out. You know, if it becomes a full-blown reversal, chances are it's going right back to 160. And then we'll see who's boss. Don't forget about Myrna. And since we've met, you guys all bought SRAD, right, with me, right? Everybody getting paid, all-time highs, right? From 22.50, we've been buying it every day since you met me. All-time highs, my friends. Don't sell it. I'll see you at 50. 18 months, 2 years tops. It's not going to be like a core weave and go up, you know, 100% overnight, but this is where you want to be. Data analysis in the gambling industry. It's phenomenal. NTLA. Wow. Little faux show, bro. Held the VWAP. Very nice looking today. I wouldn't sell this one unless it broke back under 1120. Dude! I love it when I find new stocks. Yes! Yes to this name. Hello. When you see how you got this is a trailing 1 year VWAP. When you're this close, just like the Myrna, you're usually going to get there. I think I got a new favorite stock for the next 3 days because this thing turns. You just came out. You got your faux show. Kind of got the, it's not your typical Andy Dufresne. Usually you're going sideways a little bit longer. But this is nice because you're coming out of a downtrend. Possible 1 year breakout to test those highs at 1275. I like it. I'd buy that for $1. I like it. You know what? Now you get promoted to one of my lists. NTLA. Thanks. I'll be watching that one tomorrow. Very cool. Asan Chop. Hassan. Wow, you guys are, I love it. You're scraping the bottom of the barrel. That's the kind of where we want to be. Very nice. Little faux show bro right there. Coming out of the downtrend. Back above a breakdown price. Woo, you're about to get into this nasty little candle there. You got... You tell me the stock's not going to 15 and a quarter? I tell you you're lying. Yeah, this looks good for another, at least another $1. And then if you can get past, see where it peaked out right there? Kind of like the bottom of this candle meets the top of that candle. You get in here, you're looking at a stock that's going to $16.80, no problem. Hassan Chop. Why do I know this stock? I think it was a Kathy Wood name, right? Back in the day. But now you're where I need to be. This is what I'm trying to find. That's how I found the Myrna. I'm looking for stocks that have sucked. And that's why, let me show you some of the ones that I'm loving right now. You know you love Cliff. You know you love some Cliff, right? You know you love an Alcoa right now. You know you love a Schlumberger, right? You know you love an Oxy. See how they're all the same chart? This is the next sector to run. Because the money, remember, the money never comes out of the market anymore. It just rotates. So now the Q is kind of like, you know, you're hitting this profit-taking zone, this consolidation. Sure, the money's coming out of the ATM machine, which is the Qs, and people looking to put it to use in other places. Energy, oil, loving these names down here. Even the rig. Look at the rig move over the last couple of weeks. $2 got to 345. It just held the 250. If this piece of garbage can hold 250 for, you know, one more test, it might be on, you know, for another 35% back to those highs. And look at that. Another yearly VWAP right there. Double top at the yearly VWAP. I like it. Ah, okay. I haven't checked it yet. So here you go. BMNR. Ooh, back to 120. Hang on. I'm waiting for the classic. I need to break down a little bit more. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. If it breaks back on the prior day and tests the pre-market lows and then pivots like we did yesterday, I'll buy it then. So, oh, by the way, could we have traded SRAD any better today, right? And by the way, tomorrow, if you see the stocks gapped up, when it's gapped up, they sell it off. But the stock's under accumulation. It's just a game they play. They gap it up, they sell it off, they accumulate. Faux show, bro. Almost every day. Phenomenal trade, all-time highs. But you can short it, make some money on the short, take the money you make on the short, and buy the stock back, and use that cash to pay for the stock. Trade's been working for a month. It's awesome. Peloton, is it over 750 yet? Oh, it did break 750. I stopped watching this one. I like these junky stocks when they've already crashed. This already had a monstrous move. I don't hate Peloton, you know, but I would hate it when it goes back under 6, but right now it's kind of in limbo. I don't hate it. I used to. Speaking of dog shit stocks, you want to see something? Beyond Meat. Little faux show, bro. He had some follow through over the last couple of days. This stock is awful, but just like any other awful stock, if they break out, the shorts get a little scared. Keep an eye on this stock because I saw some volume coming in the last couple of days. Sneaky, but again, you don't need to be a hero. You see the last attempt to rally was right around 473. The yearly VWAP's 465. I got my eye on this one. Rigatoni, huge fan. Huge fan, massive fan. Couldn't like the sector more. The guy saw me on Yahoo Finance about a year ago. I called this entire move. I called it the rocket, robot, space trade. But now it's morphed into rockets, robots, space, quantum. Sorry. Rockets, robots, space, quantum. All right, AI powered by the chips. And that's where you want to be for the next decade. Rockets, space, rockets, robots, AI, powered by quantum computing, all has to be run on semiconductors. And that's why if anybody's still in SOXL, don't sell it. I know you're dying to sell it, but again, the faux show bro of the year on the SOX. This is the reason the market can't go down, because the SOX finally is joining in on the fun. Right? The market was recovering without the SOX up until the last, month. And now we're back above that yearly VWAP. We're at the price where we thought we can get to. You want to sell some a little bit, but do not sell the rest of this stock or this index, because we're about to power our way to 3250. Love it. But going back to Rigatoni, this is a monster consolidation. Monstrous consolidation. And I believe it's going to lead inevitably to the big breakout, which is going to break to the 2150. And when this breaks 2150, whatever you're doing, buy it. Don't wait. Don't think about it. Don't complain about what you missed. Buy it. If this stock breaks all-time highs, buy it. Okay? Because I think the 2150 is the all-time high, unless it's a split adjusted. Yeah. And again, I've been hip to this stock. This is one of my first. I brought Andy Dufresne to you guys. No one even heard of this stock when I brought it to my room at 48 cents. And we had some fun with it about 2 years ago. And then there is the Kardashian bottom, Andy Dufresne. That was us. And I've been on point with this name. I think this consolidation is going to lead to a monstrous breakout. And again, it's hard not to be bullish. It really is. I love all the quantum names, but I like this one because it reported earnings. They weren't that good, and the stock got bought. That's why I really like the sector, because QBTS, Qubits, same thing. They reported earnings. Not really much to talk about. Stock went up that day. QB and then QBERT, QUBT, same thing. They reported earnings. It dipped that day. Next day it came roaring back. Everybody wants it. Everybody wants these stocks. So when they start breaking all-time highs, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to buy the all-time high break. Because these stocks, think of them as a year-long consolidation, and then they're breaking out. Where are they going to go? They're going to run. They're going to run. Just like I think this Myrna is going to go, What else you got? Teledoc. Now there's a piece of garbage. That one I don't like. This one I don't like because it's just a waste. But again, the dirtiest, doggiest stocks in the world are the ones that are running right now. This already came out of the Andy Dufresne. You got rejected at the yearly. You get back over 912, you're probably, I really don't like this stock, but you get over the 912, you probably run a 1075 right around there, where it kind of peaked out there, kind of pivoted there, pivoted here, broke down from there. That's where you want to see, that's where this thing wants to go if it breaks out. But I something about this stock just bugs me. I don't like it. Like Zoom, I don't like it. Roku, I don't like it. Even though they're all looking pretty good now. Where's Roku nowadays? Yeah. My predictions, 5 years from now, Zoom won't exist, Roku won't be around, Teledoc won't be around. A lot of these stocks are going to zero. Basically Kathy Wood stocks. disruptive companies, she says, right? What else you got, homies? LYV? Sell it. You basically just got to the shoulder part where it sold off last time. You couldn't get over it. Yeah. You're probably going down another 7 points from here. I don't know what this one is, but I don't like it. Just first glance. And speaking of dog shit stocks, somebody mentioned Lucid yesterday, and I was like, why would anybody even be trading this? And look, you got your 7%. So, and this is the market we're in. When people are buying, and again, look, I don't want to, like make it seem like I'm some sort of fundamental analysis guy here. I love worthless stocks. One of our best trades this week has been the most worthless of all of them, Wolf, right? I mean, come on. They announced bankruptcy. We bought the stock and it went up. And they basically reconfirmed that they weren't kidding. We're definitely bankrupt. We have no reason to exist. So I was like, oh, wait, they just reiterated that they're going bankrupt? And then the stock started moving that day. I was like, wouldn't it be ironic if this thing rips again? And we bought it. And we bought more yesterday, and today, it just doesn't make any sense. But it's so freaking awesome. This is the kind of stock that proves my whole essence. It's not about what these companies do or how much money they make or what the economy's doing. Once they start running, the algos kick in, and price dictates the next price. And it feeds on itself, and next thing you know, you get a 10x trade on a stock that's basically is bankrupt, and it was a takeover rumor. And again, I'm glad it worked because I don't like buying rumors, but the rumor is that Wolf and our old pal NVTS are going to join forces, and they still own the NVTS. Wolf and NVTS are going to join forces and get taken over by NVIDIA. So far, so good. We'll see what happens. Wolf, I'm out. Today I'm out. But we'll see in the next couple of days what happens to it. And like I said, I would have shorted the hell out of this thing if it was shortable. But they couldn't get shorts off today. So let's go back to that QS trade. You know what? I might have to go back to this trade. My mentor, I mentioned him a lot, Isaac, taught me a lot about trading in the 90s. And one of the things that he said was that the stock doesn't remember you. So when I talk about Qs, I'm like, oh, I hate this stock because of what it did to me. Stock doesn't remember you. So why remember it? Whatever it did to you doesn't matter. Stock doesn't care about you. And he's right. But that emotion gets in your way. And I took it off my radar. And I could have made all that money back and then some if I just would have watched it for the next couple of days. But I was so butthurt, as they say. VST, breakout over 195. VST. That's a faux show bro right now. Fake out, shake out. You got to the VWAP, then you faux show broed again. That looks good right this second. You in? Is there news? That looks like a news-driven sell-off. Because if it is a news-driven sell-off, you like it even better because it's shaking off whatever that was. You got two faux show bros and a VWAP break. And now you're breaking back above. You're right there. You're flirting with that spot where it kind of had that moment. So if you get through here, you're looking here. That doesn't look bad. What else you got? What else you got? Keep them coming. Love the Oscar. Love the bull. Love the bull. Can't love a stock more than I love this stock right now. Faux show broing. Once again. Love the bull. Love the bull. Love the freaking bull. Oh, Proc is back. Oh, God. Did we miss the damn trade? Goddamn Proc. See, the first stock I was looking at when we first walked in. Mendoza. So let's go all the way back to what I first started saying, right? How do you make money as a trader? Focus on a couple of symbols. Because once you stray from the path of just looking at 405, you're going to miss it, right? Like this. I like, again, 250,000 shares, cheap stock, chopping around, 3 or 4 faux show bros. The bulls are loving it. The shorts are getting crushed. That's the kind of stock you want to be looking at. Pulls back, holds the 250. Oh, for the love of God. Well, if you bought it back, good for you, my man. By the way, love the Oscar. You know why? Because it went down last week on a sell recommendation. Who sells on an analyst telling you to sell? Nobody. So yeah, I was looking to buy dips, but look, there it is. Faux show bro, right around prior day VWAP today. Nice little trade, but you know, you got the fade. But it's been a decent long since that sell-off. But, you know, it's right back to that price. I think it's the same exact price where it came down to, right? Oh no, it was actually lower than 16. Yeah, it was 16.75. But I love me the bull. Love me the bull. Love me the bull. You know why? Well, first of all, your faux show bro, 2 yesterday got paid. Faux show bro, you're getting paid today. When a stock has, like I said, perception, right? They're doing an offering. Immediately when people hear that, it's negative. Oh, they're diluting the stock. If a stock fights its way through dilution and an offering, you can't be more bullish than that. And right now, it's fighting through it. It's fighting through it, just like ASTS, right? ASTS, that's what got in the way. This thing was on its way to $80 until they did the offering. And it's fighting its way through. All right, hold on. Who wants to join me? Who wants to blow up their day right here at 12:59 when this thing breaks $4? If they start flashing massive size at 4, it's probably still going to be a buy. Let's see what happens. So let's see where the danger zone is. Oh, well, you're not going to get a chance because they're going to hold it. How do you trade this? I mean, every time I look at it, it gets halted. Come on. You can't even have any fun. All right, so now, I'm going to get off the air now. I got to go eat breakfast. I'm an intermittent faster. It's my time to go eat something. You see 395? If this thing chops around now between 325 and 395, and it breaks 395, you know this bitch is going to 50. I mean 5, or probably 50. Because look at this thing. I mean, it's like every chart we're looking at are like these 30-cent stocks that are up 3,000%, and that's where we're at right now. This is the dash for trash, and it could last for weeks. We are trading the trashiest, dirtiest, awful stocks, and it's fantastic because they're ripping. All right, it's nice hanging out with you. I'm gonna go eat some breakfast. Yeah, 0 date options. Yeah. But these last 2 days, not trading options on the Qs. It's been a waste. All right. Namaste. I'll see you guys. Make sure I'm shutting down most of the feeds right now, or some of them. Farewell YouTube, farewell StockTwits. Room's going to be going. And Kenny at hitthebid.tv. Get your free link. And I'll be doing this again. I'll be doing this today, tomorrow, Thursday. And then you join the room, and we'll all watch the Qs go to 1040 April 20th, 2028 at 1:43 in the afternoon. Be there. See ya.